Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Wasteland 2 with me, Cornish-knight. Let's be on our way. Right, there's a goat. What are these idiots?
Hey, Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
This tin can and goat are used together. Your instincts tell you that you might not want to steal this goat's next meal. The goat looks angry. Go monk yourself. Did you go to Captain Death's? Did you see Captain Death at the funeral? She just came by. Here, I want to be just like her. Yeah, that's probably not a smart idea. So let's go this way. Examine. Something seems to be buried here, and this is why, folks, you need to have someone with a shovel, because then you just click this, click the shovel, and he will start digging stuff up for you. So we got some sniper bullets that we're going to give to our sniper. We've got some scrap, and we got some junk. This is why you need to basically have a shovel all the time. So we've got Cornish-knight, the fearless knight leader. We've got Lilycon, the Mexican first aid medic. We've got Rogue, our British demolitions expert. We've got Defuax, our Canadian sharpshooter. What's this? Scrap. Yeah, scrap. Scrap is your currency and you use it in the Wasteland. You can use scrap to pay for items merchants are selling, and they'll also pay you back in scrap for any items you sold to them, which is always good. We'll get him to dig that up nice and quickly. Some more sniper's bullets. We'll take everything else. You can see here the little yellow bar at the bottom is their XP bar, which will level up. And once we level up, we have to send in a message so that we can get a field promotion for our commanding officer. Ooh, library card, some nice stuff. Corners can have that. Some bullets. Ooh, a Sten gun, submachine gun. Ooh. Really nice. You can take the rest. Let's see, is it better than the one she's carrying? 4 to 6 damage, 57% hit chance, 9% critical hit chance, plus 1.5 times damage, range of 12 meters. It's got less range, but it has more damage. Slapped together with junk, but at least it fires. Well, let's equip it. It has slightly less range, but with a submachine gun, if they're close enough to basically hit you, they're close enough. Does take slightly more AP to fire as well. Actually, wait, no, it takes more AP. Yeah, so this is a slightly better weapon. We'll hold on to this for the moment. As we look, we can't zoom any faster, but you can just see that her weapon has changed. So, by the way, all this stuff is like changeable. If we loaded and came back sooner, there would be different stuff. There, who's this? Angel, Dev. Let's talk to her. A tough-looking redhead with decades of sun and wind and hard living etched into her angular face stands sobbing in the shadows. You saw her at Ace's retirement party. The sleeves of her uniform have been torn off, revealing a multitude of tattoos on her sinewy arms, all skulls. The tears running down her cheeks are splashing on rusty old rents she holds in her scarred hands.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies.
I think she was a character from the first game as well.
They all hurt, but this one... Man. Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Fair and Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise. He never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat. But I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's... God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
Trouble? You thought Ace's mission was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. I should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Survivors Guild. Repeater units. Tell me about the Rail Nomads.
It'd be a nice little place. If the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, it seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Repeater units, you know more about these repeater units?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
Sergeant Woodson.
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
Have you heard anything about strange broadcasts?
Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers. Saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
Well, we are sort of basically self-appointed police force, which doesn't tend to go down well with rebels.
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher, he'd know. You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise, and he couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walking papers, but Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the Wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
Cochise.
An old military facility from before the war, and the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Death. Yeah. The Base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
What do you know
Better
about...
than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
Babies us.
Sorry, but you are. as cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
What happened to Hellraiser?
He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead, or AWOL, or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come, and when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor, scary as hell.
Red Scorpions?
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out. Just a bunch of rangers back then, but they've been getting more organized. Call themselves the militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of Eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. The protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging. Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
Radiation clouds?
Edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kinda thought those clouds went on forever, and that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
So General Vegas used to be called Snake.
Well, like I said, he was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kinda squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade maybe?
Heart.
You noticed that, huh? Well, Ace always said I wore my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, me and Ace. We were more than just old army buddies, if you know what I mean. That's why it hurts so bad. That's why I want to come with you.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we've been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
Go for it, we could always use more people. So this is her.
No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, alright?
So this is her. Let's check out her character stats. She's got an assault, she is an assault rifle like us. It's going to be interesting. Faded letters. Low pain medication. We'll give it to our medic. Give her that. What's her skills like? She's got 3 in hard ass. Whoa, really hard ass. Assault rifle 3, brute force 3, weaponsmithing, blunt weapons, and outdoorsmanship. So she's got some pretty decent skills. What's it? Do you see any perks? She's hardened, +1 armor. The service of the Rangers has left you rough and tough. Every so often you get a perk point, we can buy a perk. Pardon me, 15-year veteran of the Desert Rangers. Angel was born with a strict religious community near the south edge of the Arizona waste. She was hit. When she hit her teens, she rebelled against everything that they stood for, and in the progress nearly rebelled herself into an early grave. She found the Rangers when she woke up in their drunk tank. Joining them saved her life, and she hasn't looked back since. Okay. Followers. During your travels, you may come across people willing to join your squad. These companions can be controlled and customized just like your own range recruits. You start the game with but may have personality characteristics of their own. Okay. This is level 7, which is really high considering we're level 3, well, level 1 at the moment. See, this rogue chance, base chance 20%, leadership modifier. Basically, this is what happens. That he has a chance of going rogue on us, which is not fantastic. But now it'd be really, this is the thing I will say, it'd be really easy to let her do like social stuff for us because she's got a better skill at it, but we won't get our XP, our characters won't get XP for doing that. So we have to weigh up using her for her better skills compared to using someone else who might have a higher chance of failure. So let's just look around, get him to shovel that. What do we have? Scrap, take all. What does this guy want? Sorry, I can't talk right now, I've got to clean up this graffiti. Okay. What do we have over here? Gate by the looks of it. Use perception. Chain link fence blocks your path. Okay. Let's lockpick and we'll send our lockpicker to pick it. Come on, the Fuax. And we got a nice little bit of XP for doing it. Excellent. And we broke into what looks like some kind of firing range, or at least demo range. And we have some ammunition. Excellent. Energy cells, not that useful. I haven't got any energy weapons on me at the moment. There are energy weapons in the game, if you've noticed. If we go to skills, we have heavy weapons. Heavy weapons are 300-pound gorillas of the weapon world. Take this training if you like big guns that fire a lot of bullets. They're quite cool, but at the same time they slow your movement down. Like for example, you see they slow your movement down, cannot use precision strikes, and have high HP cost. There are energy weapons. Energy weapons are the most effective against opponents with heavy conductive armor, but less effective against those with light armor. Take this training if you always want to be a space cadet. Just remember, don't cross the streams. I don't know. Energy weapons look cool, but there's the old problem of having enough ammo for them. What do we have? M1 Grand. Ooh, and some lots of tasty bullets. So give him the bullets. Give him the M1 Grand. Let's just check his inventory. Compare. A bit more damage, a bit less range. A bit more AP cost. How much bullets does RSC have? 20, so she's okay, as long as we don't get too enthusiastic with our shooting of the gun. We have to be careful in this game. Overzealous use of weapons in this game can really chew through your allotted amount of money. Well, allotted amount of ammo. And there's no one here. Right, so let's get going. Don't need any training, just give me some ammo and tell me where the raiders are. Yeah, that's how you end up dead, folks. So let's turn the map around. And we're going to travel into the wastes. Bum rushing enemies isn't always the smartest choice. You could always toggle your movement mode to split up your position and your squad before a fight. That is a good tip. Ranger Citadel.
Ranger Team Echo, this is Ranger Command. Come in.
Copy, Ranger.
Roger, Echo 1. Just making sure your radio is working. I'll be your dispatcher from here on out. I also wanted to give you a little heads up on your water situation. If you've all got full canteens, you should have enough water to reach the place where Ace died with plenty to spare. But if you're going to go exploring, you'll want to fill up again at any oasis you can find. Remember, your main priority is to recover the repeater units Ace was carrying. Once you've got the devices, you'll be headed to Ag Center and High Pool to install them. But we'll talk about that after you acquire the repeaters. You must, of course, bring Ace's killers to justice. But right now, that's secondary to discovering the location of that signal.
Does this mean you won't always be the dispatcher?
Until now, Woodson's been our dispatcher. But Ace's death made me realize I've spent too many years in my office, walled off from the world and how it's changed it. I need to know what's going on out there, and I figure the best way to do that is to start listening to the people's problems. So, I've decided that from now on, I'll be the one fielding calls and talking in your ear when you head out into the wastes. Don't let that make you self-conscious or nothing.
So it's important to stay in radio contact with you?
It is vital that all teams stay in radio contact with me here at the base. We get distress calls from all over our jurisdiction and sometimes beyond. Towns or farms or mines being attacked by raiders, mutant beasts, what have you. We field those calls here and then dispatch whichever team is closest to the problem. 10-4 Echo 1, carry on. Ranger Command out.
Right, so that's the radio. The radio is your squad's lifeline back to headquarters. Through it you will receive field vital updates on your missions. From time to time you may also pick up calls from other Wasteland inhabitants throughout your travels, some of which may be able to respond to. Remember that to level up you need to use the call button on the radio to contact headquarters and earn a field promotion. Provide a character who gains enough experience. And then we have the world map. When you leave your location and you enter the Wastelands, the game perspective will zoom out and so the world map. In this mode your squad is represented by a Desert Ranger badge. Right click will allow you to travel. Alternatively you can access the world map screen and select a location you've already discovered to travel. And to travel there automatically. To enter location on the world map, left click on them and when you're ready. World map events. There are a number of things you can encounter on the world map in addition to water and radiation. You can stumble upon both friendly and enemy encounters which will take you to a more specific location to interact with characters or do battle. You may even find hidden loot caches from before the apocalypse and mysterious locations that few have ever seen. Outdoorsman. Your outdoorsman skill determines your squad's search radius on the world map when travelling, as well as the ability to avoid hostile random encounters. A good outdoorsman will be able to avoid dangerous enemies and discover new and hidden locations more easily. So for example, if we went to her, she has good outdoorsman training, I believe. Yeah, outdoorsman level 2. So we should have a bigger field of view. Right, where are we supposed to go? View map. Okay, so we need to go to the east of us. There seems to be some kind of mountain range. We could either go up this way. Okay. Right here. So we need to go in that direction. Okay. So that's going to take us 5 water. Oh wait, we haven't got any water? Well, that's bad. We found spring and we found water, but we found radiation. Radiation is a constant deadly threat while travelling in the world. Radiation is visible to a large green cloud and donate with a large radioactive icon. As you near a radiator, your Geiger counter will begin ticking. Entering a radioactive area will cause your squad to gradually take damage from the radiation. Each radiation cloud on the world map has a certain rating depicted on its icon. the high rating doing more damage more quickly. Radiation suits. Radiation suits can reduce or eliminate the radiation damage can be reduced or eliminated with radiation suits. These are a special piece of equipment you can find. Not all radiation suits are created equal. Some provide more protection than others. And throughout the game you will gain access to better radiation suits that let you explore more dangerous parts of the world. Radiation suits come as a set, so you only need one for your entire squad. Excellent. And water. Water is a matter of life and death in the Wasteland. As your squad travels on the world map, water is slowly consumed. When water supplies run out, your squad will begin taking damage. Go too long without drinking, and eventually characters will die of dehydration. To refill your canteens, look for hidden oases on the world map or visit a location with a water supply, such as a well or a tap. Most major settlements will have a water supply. So I was worried we didn't have any water. I was looking at this, it's the Geiger counter. So we can pop into here to refill our water tanks. We've got it all filled up, and I believe we're supposed to go in this direction. Encounter you see what looks like a travelling vendor near your position, and let's investigate. Where are we? Okay, so he's down there. Hopefully he's friendly and not a psychopath, because these guys have guns. Right, who's our trader? She's got the best bartering skills, so she can talk. Wastelander, I have everything you need to survive. Check out my fair prices. You travel a lot. Where's the best place to cool your heels? Whoa, tough question. Let's see what we have to sell. Take a look. Right, we can sell all our junk, which gives us a little bit of money. Mason cannon. There's some nice stuff here. I can't really afford any of it. They have bullets as well. To get that Axiom shotgun, but I can't afford it. This is the same, I haven't got any money on me. I mean, I got some stuff to sell. I suppose we could sell that, but it's not going to get us anywhere near enough money. One can dream. One can dream. Okay. How do we get back? There we go, travel to the world map. I don't want to get rid of my weapons at the moment, just in case I need them for someone. Trinkets can sometimes boost attributes or skills, but keep in mind that you are putting it on may have drawbacks. Okay. So there's radiation that way. So he's down here somewhere. There we go. Radio tower. Let's enter it. Yeah, energy weapons, we've read this already, they're basically more effective against heavy conductive armor types. Citadel base, this is Echo 1, we arrived, target over.
Area where Ace's body was found, give it a good going over. The folks that picked him up said it looked like he crawled there. Maybe you can find some tracks leading to where he was attacked. Copy?
Copy.
10-4 Echo 1 and check in immediately with any new info. Those repeater units are a top priority. Ranger Command out.
Right. I have to remember that I can't rely on Angela too much, because if I do, my other characters will get weak, so let's get moving. As you look around the sandy soil, you see crusty red patches of blood. There's nothing to distinguish this stretch of desert scrub from another stretch of desert scrub except for the blood. I thought I saw something glinting in there. Examine. Snagged on one of the lower branches of the bushes is a bronze star with the words Desert Ranger on the outside ring. Ace's Ranger star. Angela says
Ace's
Jesus.
star. How did it end up way the hell over here?
So we got his star. Crudely scrapped onto the back of the star is the name of Ace. Okay, logbook. Bring Ace's star home. You discovered Angel's Ranger star snagged on a tumbleweed near the attack. Someone back at HQ might be interested in this. Okay.
I don't get shaken up easy. This place is sending shivers up my spine. God damn it, Ace. Why won't you let me come with you?
Let's go this way. There's blood marks on the floor. Who is this idiot? Plaque. So here we go. The trail of Ace's blood leads to a chain link fence enclosure rising from within a tall radio tower. Its rusted struts, struts moaning in the ever-present wasteland wind. The plaque bolted to the chain link fence reads, "Property of the Desert Rangers. Trespasser will be shot." The strange symbol has been stenciled over the notch. A peace sign, but looks like a painted circuit. Great. We've got people here.
If you want to play in our backyard, you gotta pay. 15 scrap, or we'll break your faces. And my dog will eat your corpses.
Well, this is our property, mate. We could intimidate you. We could use Angelique. But I really want to I want to get some XP from killing the guys. We're not playing, we've got a job to do and you're in the way.
I got a job too, pal. Collecting tolls from pukes like you. Now, are you going to pay up or not?
Sure we will. In hot lead.
Oh, really? Get 'em, boys.
Alright, who's first? The dog's coming at me. Right, so who are we up first? It's going to be Angelique. Then it's going to be the feral dog. Which dog are they talking about? That one over there, okay. So C's here. 64% chance, not bad. Let's give it a whack. Put a bullet through its head, excellent. She's still got a bit of turn left. We can store... wound combat. I should probably read these notes, to be honest to you. Conductive armor. Energy weapons do not use armor penalties. Instead, they check whether the armor is conductive to or not. Energy weapons do bonus damage to conductive targets, but less damage against non-conductive targets. Conductive targets are marked with a blue energy shield icon. Armor penetration. Basically, if your weapon does more damage than their armor value, you do 100% damage. If you do less, you do 50% less. That's the simplification of it. Armor projectiles. Armor protects friendlies and enemies alike, but certain weapons are more efficient against armor than others. Different types of weapons have different armor penetration values. The higher the armor penetration a weapon has, the more damage it will do to a target with lots of armor. Basically, yeah, if you have more than it, you do full damage. If you do less than it, then you do less. Precision strikes. Precision strikes allow you to target individual body parts of an enemy to inflict debilitating effects at the cost of lower chance to hit. The effect varies depending on the body part you target, and varies a random chance of inflicting more severe effects. To use precision strike, click the precision strike button on your HUD, or right click a target in combat, then left click the body part you want to target. Action Q, well, yeah, you see the action Q up top. I'm not going to read all of these because we want to move on. Basically, you have the action Q up here. You've got cover, which can be shown similar to the XCOM games. In combat, cover plays a vital role. Taking cover will reduce the attacker's chance to hit. However, cover is only good when it's in the line of sight of the attacker. Attacking from a flanking position will often a good tactic to wipe out covered enemies. Certain cover can also be destroyed with weapons that fire explosives or fire. AP is obviously your action points. Action points are a measurement of how many things a ranger can do each turn while in attacking, reloading, or using a skill item. There's an AP cost. Not all characters have the same amount of AP, and certain actions can take different numbers of AP from different characters. For example, a character of higher speed or attribute can move more distances per AP than the other with lower speed. Different weapons and actions also cost different AP. Action points. Once all the character's AP has been used in a turn, the turn will end and the next character in the action queue will take his turn. Alternatively, you can end the character turn early by using the end turn, which allows you to carry up to 2 additional AP to the character's next turn. Combat. Life isn't always peaceful. With Wasteland, combat is turn-based, with each character involved taking a turn toward it depending on their initiative stat. Each character has a pool of action points. Spend action in combat, including moving, shooting, using items, skills, etc. Once starts, combat will continue until one side is left standing. Rightio. So you've got 6 action points left. It will cost us 4 action points to fire another shot. We can put a precision strike on him if we wanted to. Hit him in the chest. I'd rather just straight up shoot him. Missed. She's out, so we've got to end turn with her. The medic's up. I'm going to spray the dog. Ooh. Here we go. And it also reads out damage as well, I should also say. Angel's blitz rips into the feral dog, inflicting 12 points damage, blasting it into chunks of streaming meat. Her next shot misses. Spike Alpha and dreamily adjusts her aim. Lilicorn's arm shudders as he rattles off a barrage of hot lead. A round strikes the feral dog, doing 8 points of damage, sending it shuddering and seeping to the feral into final sleep. Spike Alpha is popped by 2 rounds of Lilicorn's SMG barrel, inflicting 16 points of damage, sending him shuddering and sleeping to his final sleep. Dang! How many shots does that thing fire? It's like 4 shots. Right, get up into cover. I probably want to put him here. Just so he's going to charge up. I don't think he has enough movement to attack me though. They're melee fighters. Right. I'm taking a penalty for being in melee. I could move. Or I could switch weapon. Let's switch weapon and start stabbing this fool. Oh, missed. Come on. Give him a good whack. Right, end my turn. My sniper isn't going to be fantastic with this. We could try for a precision shot. Not going to be useful. We could swap out for a pistol. We could just take out his spiked mace and go to town. Give him a good whack, psychopath. There we go. He hasn't got enough AP left, so we can store it. You can move here, and then we're going to just go buck wild on him. You may... Ooh, that may not be the best. The Thrax. No, you're in the way. You fool. Swap weapons. Oh, you missed. Come on. Right. Who's up next? It's this bloke, is it? Okay, so let's put a bullet into him. Excellent, he's down. Angela screams as he hits Slick, doing 8 points of damage. Angela's bullet rips into Slick for 10 points of damage, putting an end to his screaming once and for all. Right. How much has he got? Only 4 bullets left in her gun. She can't reload, she can't move, so let's end and hold. But now we have this, so how many shots does she get? I can't remember how much damage this weapon does. I mean, how many shots this thing does, I had to check. Well, we're going to fire him at point blank at Mumbles. 4 shots. Ooh. Lilicorn's SMG strobs into life and strobs into flame and hot lead from its muzzle. Mumbles is injured by 2 rounds of Licorn's SMG, inflicting 16 points of damage, putting an end to his screaming once and for all. Ends turn, conserving 1 HP for the next turn. Encounter ends. Whew. I need to check how many shots does that weapon of hers put out. Burst shot times 4. Okay. Had to keep an eye on her ammunition. There is loot. One-way rangers must survive in the Wasteland until scavenging what they can. Interacting with containers and corpses opens up loot interface, which allows you to give individual items to individual squad members. I've always seen this before. Yeah, loot containers. This is all the stuff we've been doing. So let's make sure everyone puts back their weapon. Well done, Lilycorn. Make sure everyone reloads. Also check the stuff. So what's that? Snuff box. He can carry it. Cornish-knight has received a scorched snuff box. Tobacco. Semi-automatic pistol. That is very nice. We'll give it to him. She can have the additional bullets. The glasses aren't worth anything. We just take them to loot. Dog collar. We take it to loot. So he got a nice pistol by the looks of it. Semi-automatic pump shotgun. Yeah, a bit more damage. More range. Yeah, so we'll switch him out for that. Rightio, folks. Dang, that was nasty. We'll quickly just loot this. Some more bullets for our sniper. Some more ammo for her because her gun goes through it like a pig. Some energy cells. And that's where we're going to end it today, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Cornish-knight. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. We just fought our first encounter and killed a whole load of people. I'm slightly nervous by Lilycorn. She seems to be a bit too good with that gun of hers. I shall see you all next time on the next episode of Wastelanders 2, a Cornish Let's Play. Goodbye.